The best, the simplest physical modification that you can make to a long gun to increase your accuracy is to install a quality bipod on that long gun. In this video, I'm going to share with you the installation process and my feelings on the Magpul M-LOK Bipod mount. In order to make this installation process successful, you're going to need two tools. One is going to be a 1/8 size hex head. That's going to be very important because that's going to allow you to work with the hardware that's on the bipod adapter from Magpul. And you're also going to find that a pair of needle nose pliers is extremely useful and helpful, and you'll see why in just a second here. Before I get down to the actual installation process, though, you need to know something. M-LOK compatible rails are different than the standard MOE rails from Magpul. Okay, and I don't want you to run out and buy the MOE Magpul bipod adapter and then discover that it doesn't work on your hardware. Okay, it doesn't work on your rail system that you have or your handguard. And so this is just a standard MOE handguard, and you can see that it is different, okay, than my MOE-SL handguard or slimline handguard. Okay, they are different, and you can see this one is compatible or designed to work with M-LOK, and this one is designed to just work with the standard MOE components. You can see the M-LOK is wider, and so if you purchase M-LOK stuff and try and install it on your MOE standard MOE stuff, it's not going to work, at least as far as I know, and you're going to be disappointed. So be aware of that reality, okay? MOE, just standard MOE stuff, is not the same thing as something that's designed specifically for M-LOK compatible items. The most difficult part of this installation process is going to be setting up the height of these little components. Okay, you can see there. Setting up the height of this. M-LOK is designed for you to be able to just push it into the rail system and then tighten it down and have it fit just perfectly like that, and lock in and tighten down. But what that means is you need to know the exact distance so that when this turns half a rotation, so when it turns from there to here, 90 degrees, that it is now snug enough that it actually tightens down. And so you're going to have to experiment with that for your particular rail system. In my case here, what I'm having to do is I'm having to set them up. One that's relatively low in terms of the amount of space, and one that's relatively higher, okay? And that's because I'm having to compensate for the fact that my handguard is polymer here, okay? And then it's polymer with the heat shield here, and so there's a difference in the distance or the height of what I'm trying to compress and crush down on. It may take some trial and error to get these heights adjusted appropriately, but you'll be able to do it. It's a little more of an art form than a science. And so what you're going to do is align the little portions here so that they're straight so they can slide in. And then you're going to just place them inside the rail like that. Okay. You have to jiggle them a little bit to get them to set in there. And then, I'm trying to do this in an awkward way so that you can see what's going on. You should just be able to push up. In this case, I need to loosen it just a little bit. You should be able to push up, okay, and you see how that's turning? Boom. Perfect. And then you should just be able to tighten it down. Okay, you can see that that's almost at a perfect 90-degree angle, and this is where I might use my needle nose pliers just to adjust it just a tiny bit. And then just make sure to tighten it down a little bit more. Magpul is very clear that you should be careful to not over-tighten this when you're doing it. Okay, so again here I'm just going to get my screwdriver fixed up, then I'm going to push up fully, okay, and then I'm going to turn, and you can see there it's turning. Looks like I need to back it off just a tiny little bit. We'll push up again, and it will turn. And this is where needle nose pliers, at least for me, come in handy. I'm getting it too tight, so it needs a little more space. So you can push it back down into the slot and back it off. Boop. Push it back up and then turn it. Boom. You see how it's gone 90 degrees now on me? And then it's a little loose, so I need to drop it back down. Tighten it up a tiny bit, push it up, and then turn it. You can see now it's 90 degrees, and now I can fully tighten it down. So there you go. That's how easy it is to attach the handguard. Little trial and error there, but very simple. And you got your bipod mount from Magpul, the M-LOK compatible edition right there, ready to go. The final step in this entire process, of course, is to mount the bipod onto the M-LOK Bipod mount. And so for Harris bipods, you're going to need to make sure that this little screw system, okay, this tension system is all the way out, meaning that it has as much movement as possible. This is how you tighten it down onto the rifle. So make sure that's completely released. And you can see here we're going to fit these two little prongs right up through the center of the bipod. And you can see I can now squeeze them at the bottom together, and they separate at the top, and that's what allows us to click onto the little bipod mount right here. So I will do this for you. Just snap that on like so, and then as we tension it down, okay, as we tighten it down, it locks up against the frame of the rifle. And you just have to, from time to time, make sure that that stays tight. And as long as it does, the bipod works very, very well. There you go, start to finish installation of the Magpul M-LOK Bipod mounting system or bracket. And it's actually relatively simple. I attempted to show that here, but I think I probably failed at showing exactly how simple this process actually is. You know, Magpul's been making great products for many years now, and I use them. I use their PMags, I use their handguards, and I like the way in which they're creating more options for users at affordable price points. The Magpul M-LOK Bipod mount is one of those great affordable products. Thank you very much for your views and your subscriptions. If you like this video, I would encourage you to subscribe to my channel for more quality video reviews on the topics of shooting, camping, and survival gear. The best, the simplest physical modification that you can make to a long gun to increase your accuracy is to install a quality bipod on that long gun. In this video, I'm going to share with you the installation process and my feelings on the Magpul M-LOK Bipod mount. In order to make this installation process successful, you're going to need two tools. One is going to be a 1/8 size hex head. It's going to be very important because that's going to allow